All right, up next we have Cancer, Rising, and Sun. So for you guys, this Libra full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your fourth house, which means that the Sun and the North Node and also Mercury and Chiron are in Aries in your 10th house. So one of the things that I'm seeing in the cards that I pulled for you guys, and I think this might be related to the Sun being in the North Node being in your 10th house, there's something here around like having maybe more pressure to level up your life or to become more of a leader in your life, with the Sun and North Node pulling you towards maybe some more visibility within your career or taking on more responsibility or moving up a notch. It's almost like you're feeling the pressure of time and of society, maybe, of like, this is where I should be. And I think that's a common experience during this full moon because the ruler of the moon, Venus, is also next to Saturn. And that is a very typical experience with having Saturn involved in a transit like this. We can tend to feel the pressure of, what's the reality going to take for me to level up my life in some way? And yeah, like, what do I need to do in terms of responsibility, time, dedication, effort to actually advance my life or my career in some kind of way? With the moon and the South Node being in Libra in your fourth house, there might be some things that you need to let go of when it comes to a little bit of like people-pleasing tendencies or needing to keep everything super balanced, super fair. Maybe there are certain kind of emotional attachments to old ways of doing things, especially when it comes to Libra topics like collaboration or seeking beauty, seeking harmony. There might be things in regards to that, or even your comfort zone, your past, your relationship with your home or your family. There's something in one of those areas that I feel like you guys might need to address in order to actually become more embodied in this leadership energy that you are feeling guided to embody more of. So it's almost like, it's interesting because this is a Libra full moon, and Libra is all about balance and about relationships and, you know, establishing our kind of like equilibrium within those areas of our life. But I'm getting the sense for you almost that you might need to disrupt some of that balance because the moon is with the South Node. So there's something about our way of relating to people. And for you, this might even extend again to family, to comfort zones, to past patterns. There's something about our way of relating to those things that may actually need to be kind of rewritten. And if we're following more of the North Node, this is not really the time to make sure that you're asking everybody how they feel about you making a decision for yourself, or you are making sure that you know, are balancing out everything in your life, and it's really taking up a lot of time. I'm almost getting the sense of like the opposite message of Libra, and for you guys to move more into the North Node, where you become maybe more determined, or you become more willing to make a sacrifice for your desires or your goals or your objectives. It's like you're willing to leave that comfort zone. You're willing to leave the past behind. You're willing to leave behind this nice balance and homeostasis in your life, and you're willing to disrupt your life in order to advance your life. And that's kind of the thing that I'm seeing here, is almost like breaking. I did pull the illusion card. I feel like there might be some kind of illusion that sometimes we can live under, that maybe I can have what I want without having to make any major changes. And that's definitely not the case. I think that with this illusion card, there's sometimes, like with Venus being in Pisces and Venus ruling over this eclipse, we can be very imaginative. We can be under the illusion of our fantasies and what would the ideal of the situation be. But Venus is in Pisces with Saturn. And so even though we're getting that download of like what could be, we're also getting the realism of Saturn that's telling us, okay, if you actually want this, this is what it would take. You have to end this. You have to commit to this. You have to make a big decision about this. And it's like, it's almost like you're feeling the pressure because there's something more serious that's trying to be birthed into your life or change in your life and your life path, your life direction. It's trying to advance in a significant way or transition into something completely different. And I almost feel like you might be playing it safe or playing it comfortable, or again, just doing what's familiar. There's like this sense that you need to realize that that some of that pressure is there as a tool to help you force yourself out of the homeostasis that is your life in some area of your life. I guess for some of you, it could be possible to have an alternative interpretation where some of you could be having issues with authority figures. So like, let's say you're working with somebody, you could have like an issue with a boss or somebody in leadership that is putting too much pressure on you or doesn't see eye to eye with you. So there's this sense of like, what do I need to do to embody more of my warrior energy, either to protect myself, to make things clear and make things just and fair and bring out the truth of a situation. Or maybe if this is applying to your personal goals, how do I need to see the truth of my life and actually step up as a leader and make these really significant decisions that have the potential to advance my life long term? So that is what I'm seeing for this. In general, I feel like, this eclipse may have you facing some of your fears. And I think part of the reason I say that is because it is making a trine to Pluto in the 8th house. So there's something here. It's like you're meant to be going through a process of death and rebirth, regenerating something in your life. And I think it very much has to deal with you moving towards some kind of new path, or stepping up as a leader, or facing, negative leaders that are already existing in your life, negative authority figures. But it's like being willing to do those things, I think you'll see that it helps you generate a lot of confidence and again, make headway. Cause I almost feel like there's maybe been this energy of like really wanting to make headway, but also, maybe you're not totally sure about how to do that, or I think it's going to vary from person to person. But I can see you guys like seeing the truth of a situation right now. Venus rules the eclipse, like I mentioned. It's with Saturn in Pisces in your 9th house. So I feel like you guys are almost restructuring your viewpoint of things in order to understand what the next step is and like what changes you actually need to make in order for this dream or this vision to become reality. Venus is also sextiling Uranus and Jupiter in your 11th house. So I really feel like once you make those changes or you see that path clearly, I actually feel like the community element, the right connections, the right people, the synchronicities of like, oh, this person told me about this, those things kind of will fall into place for you if you do have that plan and you decide to move forward with it. So it really feels like the universe will support you if you take those first initial steps and take things like more seriously. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm really curious if that resonates with some of you guys. If it doesn't, or if it does, whatever is happening, I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day. Bye.